Most people think confidence comes after the healing, after your skin clears up, and even after your flare calms down. And sometimes after they finally feel comfortable inside of their body. But what if it is actually the other way around? In this video, I'm going to be discussing how to build real confidence even when your skin is out of control, and why waiting for your skin to finally catch up and get better is the exact opposite of what you should be doing, and why waiting for your skin to get better first is actually the exact thing that's keeping you stuck. I'm Amelia, and welcome to Angels in Harmony, a channel for women who are learning to reconnect with their bodies so they can fall in love with who they are again and rebuild the life that they dream of. Subscribe if that sounds like something that aligns with you. Before we talk about how to build confidence, the fun part, I'm going to talk about why eczema or any kind of sensitive skin condition takes it in the first place. Confidence is actually built on one thing: keeping your word to yourself. When you say you're going to do something, you actually do it, even if it's something that is very small. Your brain actually registers that, and it actually keeps track of it and keeps like little tabs like, okay, we can trust her. Yeah, she keeps her word. And that trust that you build within yourself is actually the foundation that everything else is built on. So, eczema actually attacks that very foundation in a very specific way. It takes away the feeling of having choice. It takes away the feeling that your choices actually do matter. You do everything right: the routine, the diet, the products, and the sleep schedules. Eat right, you go to sleep early, you have the perfect routine, and you have the perfect lineup of products. And then your skin still does what it wants. And then your brain actually starts to draw conclusions from that, because there's kind of a disconnection with what you're doing and how your skin is reacting. So your brain is like, well, if nothing I do changes anything, then why bother to do anything? That belief in and of itself does not stay within your skin. It bleeds into every aspect of your life, your goals and your relationships, and even the way how you move throughout your life, even your ability to move forward. It starts to feel like you're not even in control of your own life. So, research on chronic illness and self-efficacy confirms when people cannot influence their symptoms, they develop what psychologists called learned helplessness, because past attempts has not produced the results that they had desired. It is a rational adaptation to an experience of repeated events where you were out of control in. Every time you follow through on a small commitment, like brushing your teeth, making your bed, washing your makeup brushes, something like that, your morning skincare routine, drinking enough water, your brain, it takes note of that. It's like, okay, I see you. Your body actually takes that into account, and it's like, okay, I think we can start to trust her, but we need to build a little bit more evidence. So, and when your body starts to trust itself, it believes that your choices actually matter, but it needs evidence. And that action builds that evidence. And that's where the healing actually starts. And I want to make this clear: canceling on yourself when you're in a really bad flare makes sense. You are literally in pain. You're literally in pain. You're exhausted. And the last thing you want to do is go shopping to go get groceries when all you think of is you want to just stay in bed. No, I don't even want to move. Like, I cannot move. No. And that part is actually honoring your body. And that's a good thing. But there's actually a difference between rest and then avoidance. Rest is intentional. Like, if you're in pain, please stay home and rest and recover. That is intentional. But avoidance is actually dressed up as self-care. And every time you choose avoidance, your brain learns that your skin gets to make those decisions, which means that no matter what, your skin will always make the ultimate decision of how your day will go. So, what I want you to do is pick one thing. Pick one thing, one small commitment you make to yourself every single day, regardless of what your skin is doing. Nothing big. Listen, we're not doing anything too big. No. or starting small. Something that takes 5 minutes or less. For me, it was my morning skincare routine. And I want to reframe what that actually means because it stopped being the routine itself is not about fixing my skin. It became something that allowed me to show up for my body every single day, whether I felt like it or not, and whether my skin was doing bad or it was doing good. It was something that I committed to myself and promised to myself that I would do every single day. And that is me feeding my skin whatever it needed. So if it was dehydrated, I had specific products for that. I mean, to be honest, I think everybody that has sensitive skin needs some kind of like hydrating product. So that's like the foundation. Like we need those hyaluronic acids and like just those nice plumping hydrating serums. Any girly knows, with dry skin knows that that's the bare minimum. That's the foundation. We need that. So all the products, it would have some sort of ceramides, some sort of hydrating products. That's the foundation of all the products. The point is, I'm feeding my skin what it needs that day. If it needs the ceramides, I got it. Hydrating aspects, I got that too. If it's a little bit too red that day, yeah, we're going to use something with cica in it. This is also by learning your skin as well. Feeding your skin what it needs is also knowing what your skin reacts best to. And this means that even on the most painful days, I'm still doing this. And I'm still showing up for my body no matter what. And that is on keeping the promise. When you show up for your body consistently, even when it's hard or even pointless to do, because sometimes she's just a little bit, she does what she wants sometimes, let's be honest. Two things can happen. Your skin starts to receive the care instead of fighting it, and your brain starts to pick up on that evidence through your actions that you are somebody that actually starts to follow through on what they say. And that evidence is confidence. Point 2. Your environment is either building your confidence or draining it. I want to talk about something that does not get mentioned in the eczema healing conversation. Your environment. Not just your physical environment, the quality of the air, the products in your space, the fabric of your sheets, but the quality of the people around you, the conversations that you're having, even what you are looking at on social media. This is based on the overall energy of the space that you are living in. Your nervous system is constantly reading your environment for safety signals, and a chaotic, low quality, or emotionally draining environment tells your nervous system to put up its guard. So when your nervous system is literally on guard and trying to protect itself, it becomes inflamed. And I also believe, and this is personal to myself, I believe that women should be surrounded by beautiful things. And this is not coming from a place of vanity. This is actually birthed from a place of creativity. When you're surrounded by things that inspire you or just make you smile or just makes you feel good, I swear it does something to your heart. It really does help you see, it helps you start to see what it is possible for your life. You start to believe that you are worth more than what your current circumstances give you. And that belief is what drives you to actually start to change your life. It starts to shift your mind into creating the life that you want based on your desires, and you actually start to go towards that direction. However, when you're in survival mode, none of that matters. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about that because that's the last thing that we are thinking about. We're thinking about how we're paying our bills. We're thinking about, is my skin going to recover in time to go back and work? That's important. Are we gonna be able to buy healthy groceries so that we can heal properly and recover? These are the things that survival mode actually positions you to ask these important questions. So you are just trying to get through the day when you're in that mode. The idea of curating a space feels like a luxury that you cannot afford right now. And I understand that. But also, here's what I found to also be true. Your environment is not a luxury. It is the foundation. When I started to be intentional about what and who I started surrounding myself with, the quality of my space, the people that I allowed close to me, even the things that I view on social media every day, my nervous system ended up starting to learn how to calm down. And when my nervous system started to calm down, my skin ended up following through. It started to get in line. It was like, oh, we can let our guard down, and now we can rest. And that's when the inflammation goes down as well. So everything starts to follow as soon as your nervous system learns how to calm down. You do not have to overhaul your entire life. All you have to do is start with one thing in your current environment that you can make beautiful, more calm and intentional. Just one. All it just has to be is one. It could be just changing your sheets to be, instead of polyester, it can be cotton. You can just make it a cute design, or even it could be one corner of your room that you feel peaceful when you look at it. I know for me, in the background, you could see my lamp. That brings back good memories to me because it is actually an antique, and I love antiques. I think they're so much fun because when I was going through a really hard time with my skin, I like to travel. So I traveled out of state just to get the pair of antique lamps. And for those who know about antiques, it is very hard to find a pair of lamps. But I ended up finding it, and I had a really good time. I made a whole day out of it. I was like, you know what, we're in pain right now, but we're gonna take care of our skin and we're gonna go get these lamps. Yes, ma'am. And it was a whole adventure and it was so much fun, but that was one thing that boosted my confidence because not only did I go out of way to get something that I loved, not only that, but it proved to myself that I am worth the effort to go get nice things for. So now, whenever I look at this lamp, I'm like, that was a fun adventure. And I also remembered how I felt at that time. So I do think that objects carry memories, and it kind of gives you like a visual of a visual flashback of like what had happened at that time. And that's why it's so important to curate your environment, to have positive memories. That evidence, literally that same evidence that just builds your confidence, because I'm getting excited just thinking about it because I was so scared to drive in the city to get it, and I did it. And that is what it reminds me of, and that's why it's so important to have beautiful things in your environment. Even these two picture frames, they're vintage as well. I got those as well from Florida and a very big antique mall, and it was so much fun. Yes, that was another memory in and of itself, but I feel like it's kind of like a superpower to look at something and be like, oh yeah, I remember where that's from. And that is also a good memory too. And also this little teddy bear right here is a good memory too. All these things are an investment into your memory bank, your confidence bank, because I think that when you do something that scares you, it also helps to build your confidence. Because like I mentioned before, in the city, I went to go get those lamps. I don't like driving in the city. It's very scary and it causes a lot of mental stress, but I did prove to myself that I can do it, and that's why it matters. So one corner of your room that feels peaceful when you look at it, this is my example. One relationship that you invest a lot more energy because it gives you energy back. This is important as well. The people in my life right now, I invest in if they give me that same energy back. I look at relationships kind of like a ping pong. If you ping, I'm a pong. I'm gonna come right back. So that helps with protecting your energy, especially when you're in such a vulnerable state. I think that relationships should be reciprocal. And when you have people around you that love to take care of you and that are very excited to help you and, inspire you to move towards your goals, and people that are looking out for you and that basically go out of their way to do things for you that you don't even have to ask for. And I think that reciprocal energy is very important when you are healing, because it shows that not only they're showing up for you, but you're also showing up for them. But make sure that you're showing up for yourself first before you can give that kind of energy, because I don't think that you can give that kind of energy if you're not looking after yourself first to begin with. So I know that was a tangent, but I hope you got what I was thinking. Okay, this is also important. One more thing that you remove from your environment that causes you stress or drains you. Remember how I said that objects carries memories? I do think people carry that as well, and I think that the place that you live in also can carry those kinds of memories, even the place that you work. When you prioritize yourself and put yourself first by taking care of yourself and making sure you learn about yourself, and you lay out everything in front of you and you just look at it like, okay, this is where we're at right now, and then this is where I want to be. How do we get there? And you're just being honest with yourself. When you are honest with yourself and you know where you want to be and you're here, you're going to have to eliminate something that's down here because it's ending up weighing you down. Think of it like a scale, right? Something down here is weighing you down from being here where you want to be. So removing things, it could be anything, from that scale is going to end up starting to weigh out and be, it's going to start to equalize itself. Because when you remove things, it makes space for new things to grow. So, yes! What I want you to do is be honest about the people around you. The people that you are spending the most time with are either expanding your sense of what is possible or confronting your limitations. That is just the truth. You cannot build confidence in an environment that is constantly asking you to stay small. It is not possible. Your environment is either building your confidence or it's draining it. That's it. There is no in between with that. Point 3, understanding your patterns so your skin can stop surprising you. One of the biggest things that destroys your confidence when you have eczema is the fact that your skin is sometimes unpredictable, that it can just turn on you at any given moment. And when you feel like something in your own body is unpredictable and out of control, I understand that it's very hard to start trusting yourself at all in that circumstance. Most people are reactive with their eczema. Something happens and then they immediately respond. Another flare means another product and another elimination. They're always chasing the last thing that went wrong instead of understanding the patterns that lie underneath it. Your skin is not just showing up as random flares. It's communicating with you. Every flare has a conversation behind it. Stress, food, sleep, environment, relationships, and even seasonal changes. Like, it's about to be August. Oh no, we're in August. It is August. It is school season. So that can play a big impact too. And also, fall is coming too. So my girls, prepare. Get ready. It's coming. That's laughing, but it's not funny. I'm scared. So when you do not speak the language of your body yet, and you're still trying to figure things out, the communication can sometimes come off as chaos. But it is not chaos. It is just a pattern that you have not learned how to read yet. Trying to fix each flare as it comes makes sense. You're in pain and you just want some relief. But fixing individual flares without understanding the patterns means that you'll just keep having the same flares over and over again. You're treating the flares without actually addressing the conversation that's actually happening within your body. So what you can do is start tracking. Not obsessively. Not in a way that makes you anxious about your skin. You're coming at this at an angle of curiosity and being intentional. You're going to start asking questions like, when did this flare start? What was happening in the last 48 hours before this started to happen? How has your sleep been? What did you eat? How are your stress levels? Who did you last spend time with? When you start to see these patterns, two things start to happen. Your skin becomes less surprising. And what I mean by that less surprising means less out of control again. And less out of control means that you can start to trust your body again. Not because it's perfect, but now it is coming from a place that you're starting to finally understand it. And that is one of the reasons why I built my healing tracker. It was something that I needed to start tracking and learning about my body because I could not see my own pattern unless I had a place to collect them and actually keep track of it. When the physical data starts to show you what your skin is responding to, you go from somebody that's a victim to somebody that is actually starting to understand how their body works. And that shift is confidence. And that shift is the trust that you start to build with your own body because you're starting to understand it. It's a full circle, guys. It's full circle. So if you're interested, my healing tracker is in the description down below. Overall, confidence is never about your skin being clear. It was waiting for you to keep one small promise to yourself, to make your environment someplace worth living in, to understand your body well enough that it stops feeling like the enemy. Your skin feeling like it's out of control doesn't mean that your life has to be. You can still build something real and solid within yourself while your body is still trying to figure everything out. That is actually what confidence is. It is not certainty that everything will go perfectly. No. It comes from the belief that you can handle it even when it does not. And that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got something out of this video. Share, like, and subscribe for more. And I would like to know, tell me, what is one promise that you're going to keep to yourself this week? And with that, I will see you in the next one, beautiful. Goodbye!